we're finally getting back on the Pontiac Astre Miata mix. So I got everything else done that I need to do besides moving my big garage, but I have time to work on this. So I've gone back and put new bushings in the doors to make sure the doors are straight, because we had a problem with them sagging and the body shifting a little bit. So I went and put new bushings in the doors. So now they are equal side to side. I think we'll have to do a little body work here. It sinks in a couple spots, but we're sticking out the same amount at the bottom. And we achieve that by using a big jack. So we're able to straighten out the body that way. So now I just need to start cleaning up the welds, surfaces, get a bunch of spray weld through primer on it, and start making up some pieces so we can attach these areas here and the floor pan and everything to the front end. Well, I got back on the Miata again, and I spent probably a couple days grinding and polishing and trimming and taking it in and out, and we finally got it now where the wheelbase is correct, and checking between where the rear control arm mounts on the Pontiac are and the couple of places on the subframe, that's square also on the bottom side. And then what I've done is just using this hole here, I'll probably try a couple other places here across to this location here. We're square there. I mean, 32nd of an inch on an old car is probably very, very good. So I did some tunnel work. I'm going to have to clean that up a little bit, but I know we've got to widen the tunnel on the Miata, which will help good because it'll match up really nice with the Pontiac's transmission tunnel. So that'll go really well. But otherwise, we've got everything fitting up very nicely. It's not going to look really nice yet, but I'll show you some more on the inside. So I've only got a flashlight right now, but this is what it looks like on the inside. Floor pan's touching. Basically the rocker for the Pontiac is touching the floorboard. Same thing on the bottom side, if it's in there really nice. Probably won't show up really well, but I can put some pieces in here to touch the inner box. I've also gone through up here and made it so that it's just touching. So what I plan on doing is basically putting a piece of sheet metal out and attaching the black part, which is the Miata, to the, I guess you call it the lower windshield panel, upper cowl panel, all the way across. So we'll weld it together, but the plan right now, and that's what I'm working on a procedure, is starting on the bottom side. We'll probably weld the floor pan together, and then we'll go ahead, there's a spot on that I'll show you here in a minute, on the rockers that I'll weld together. I'll weld this area in here together on both sides, and then just slowly work my way up, constantly checking. And one thing you'll notice is that I originally had the jack in the opposite corner, from the passenger side lower to the driver's side upper, to make the doors fit well. Doors fit well, but the crosses, or basically measuring diagonal on the front end, was not. And what I found out is on the passenger's door, you can see there's a little bit of rust down in here, but this edge kind of pulls in. So I think what I'm going to do is we'll get this all welded together, and then we'll just come in here and lightly hammer and dolly this out, probably up until here, and get that to fit back to the body right, because it fits good on the driver's side. And you can see here we've got some rippling up here also, so we'll straighten it all out when we get to the body work. So now we're into the passenger side of the car, and the area that the flashlight's on, this area here, is the Miata, I guess you'd want to say, inner rocker panel. And this area here is the Pontiac outer rocker panel. So they actually are almost, I think you probably got an 1/8 of an inch clearance. So I'm going to slowly, probably got enough now, I'm going to put a big bead in here and weld the rocker panels together. And of course inside the cabin I'll weld the rocker panels together too. And then just of course, here's the floor pans, weld those together, probably put 2 rows of plug welds all the way across. And of course tighten that up. I got a little bit more cleaning to do in there, but to get all the paint and rust preventative out of there. And then I'll go ahead and hit both surfaces with weld through primer before we put everything together. But as you can see, everything's fitting really well. Just playing around, just wanted to see what things look like. So I've got the kind of fender, it's not going to fit even close, but approximately I think the bottom door gap, so the bottom should come forward a little bit. But just to see how it sits in the center of the wheel well, so pretty happy with that so far. I know I probably don't have the body line correct here, but it's just to make sure I'm not a mile off. I think it looks like it's supposed to. So we'll keep moving forward. Spent a better part of the morning making templates for some, I've got some 16th inch steel. Don't know the gauge on it, not up on that part of it yet, but making some templates and working on my procedure on how this is all going to go together. So I've got the AC system in, so that's the blower motor, and just kind of looking at how to attach. So this plate here, of course where my hand is, has got a 90-degree bend right here, so that'll attach the Miata to the Astre. This one down here is going to attach the rocker panels. There's another one that's going to act as a filler, but also strengthen it, so we'll get a box in there. And then up and through here, we've got the same type of things in the back, but I'll get a better picture of that. But we're going to try to attach it inside and out all the way up. Made some good progress today working on the attachment panels between the Astre and the Miata on the passenger side. So the first one I did was to tie the rocker of the Pontiac into the outer rocker of the Miata. That's this panel here. Then there's another little panel that fills in a hole down under here. And then this attaches because this actually sticks out about 1.5 inches. Kind of hard to see in this shot. This panel here folds back this way. So we can come in from this side and plug weld, and then also plug weld here. So that'll make a nice strong joint. Got a panel here. Go ahead and stitch weld that in there. And then we've got a big panel, I think you can kind of see it, up here using the same idea. We've got about 1.5 inches flange in here, part of the box section for the Astre, and then this bends in, and this will attach to the big box section of the Miata. And there's one more panel. I'll show you here next. This gives a little bit better perspective of these panels. So I've numbered them because I kind of see where panels have to go in. One panel has to go in before another one can go in, so I've numbered them, number the order, and then you can kind of see how they fit a little bit better, a little bit more up close. They're just held in by tape, so I'll make a little filler here and another little filler down there, but this can all be butt welded here, and then you can see get a little bit better perspective on this one up here. This surface here, there's a big bend in about 1.5 inches, and we'll plug weld that on the inside before we slide the Miata on for the last time, and of course put a bunch of big plug welds in here and maybe 1 or 2 seam welds, along this surface here. This is the final panel that will move that box section. So on the Miata, the box section was outside of the car. So now what I'm doing is, to create more strength, tying in the upper rocker pinch weld for the Astre to the main support here, and then tying that into what creates the structure on the inside for the Miata. So I'll put a little patch in here, but this can be all seam welded. We can do a bunch of plug welds here, we can do a bunch of plug welds here, and then also to the floor pan. And then I've got it set up so that we can also attach it here, and we'll put a little section in here, and then probably do a couple plugs in here. So add a lot of strength and also make it a little bit cleaner. And then up in this area is where the blower motor sits for the Miata. So I think when it's all done, it'll look pretty good. Now